The goal of the project was to have the scientists paired up with a composer. The idea was to talk with the scientists, learn about what their research was as best we could, and then turn that into a creation.
This project started, Kaya sent me an email with an idea.
It started from connecting with people, and we really built a community of people that were interested in trying to see how we would connect across differences.
Thinking about what feelings are evoked, it's a sense of loss. There's not a lot of good news in this area. Focusing on writing the music is a positive sort of thing, but the feelings about what the piece is representing are not particularly cheerful.
The strings have a motif of playing a consistent dot, 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 which for me was a translation of just this time is going on. I get emotional just thinking about it right now.
We think about science as observing this world and understanding it more deeply, and we oftentimes think of music and art as imagining other worlds. And I think what I want from the sounds that they'll hear is to imagine ways in which those things can connect together. Do we feel agreeable to Beth and Olivia before Lost Ice, Michael and Vladimir before Babel, and then we'll have a stage change in UUPIAC dance group, and then we'll reset and Todd and Joanna before
your piece?
No, probably not.
I think it makes sense just to do it
to wait until
For me, what the inspiring piece is connecting in spaces that we wouldn't otherwise be in.
Awesome.
And I think that's kind of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the end of Glacial Pathways, I don't know if you want to do it since you'll be right there, and sort of say thank you, and if people want to come and talk to us, or I can run back from the percussion section and do that myself. I don't know.
Well, you did the intro.
Yeah, should I do it? Okay.
It kind of makes a little more sense.
Okay.
One of the things that I found surprising working with a composer is just your unique take on how to translate data into music. I thought it was very interesting how she used my descriptions and changed that into a landscape that had motion.
The piece is entirely based on Joanna Young's research in glaciology. The entire piece is based on how all of that works. The inspiration comes a lot from my own personal experience in Juneau with the Mendenhall Glacier. And so I had a very clear picture of what her research is based around. And so taking just the glacier itself and how it grinds across the rock and shapes the place where I live, I found sounds for all of the elements of that.
He told me the science, and what I took from it as far as the creative process went was I converted what I understood from his explanation into emotional reaction. This project helped me a little bit to channel some of that hopelessness as well. To look at one little piece of climate change, and while not offering any kind of a solution or finding anything in that, at least to express and to channel emotion, the fear, the dread, the horror of it, and through that exercise some of the inertia. There's a lot of feeling about this. It's not just data, it is very emotional. This allowed me to kind of have a scream of rage and then feel, okay, I've gotten that out of my system. Now I can try and do something.
Hi everyone and good evening. Welcome to Sounds of the Changing Arctic. This is a collaborative experience tonight, and in that spirit I brought out some of my colleagues and collaborators through this experience. It's been a big journey, about a 2-year journey from the origins of this to now, and it didn't start here. It started in Juneau and we brought it here. We hope you enjoy this awesome performance. We're going to start with a lovely piece by Ola Yelo, a Finnish composer, entitled Northern Lights, performed by members of Choir of the North, directed by Dr. Janelle Soler. Thank you so much.
One of the things that the composer did with her piece was it depicted climate change as natural. I think there was a sense of beauty in the ability for nature to adapt to a changing climate. And I think that inspired a little bit of hope.
One of the things I love about this project is that it brings this research to a much broader audience than it would normally have gone to. I'm hoping that the music will reach enough people and it will touch them in such a way that they will become more aware of the problems we are facing. Joanna and I together decided to give this piece a little bit of a twist instead of just being the dark and gloomy thing that was the obvious, but rather to have this system and we show it breaking down, going into nothing as if the whole system is destroyed, but it slowly comes back.
Climate scientists have one role to play in addressing climate change, enriching our understanding and figuring out sort of the complex mechanisms and what's impacting what. And that's a really important role, but climate scientists are not the only people that we need at the table for tackling climate change. We need everybody on board. What art can do, I think, is tell a story that scientists can't do on their own. It makes people feel something. It tells a story in a different way that connects with a different part of our brain, a different part of our soul. And so I believe there's a lot of space for artistic representations of what's happening to our planet.
So how can music connect people to nature and inspire greater environmental awareness? It seems like a simple answer, but I really believe that it's just listening. It's developing our ears, our ability to listen more deeply and listen more actively, to garner meaning and purpose from the sounds that we hear. And that can be in the concert hall, but it can also be
out on a walk in the forest, that the leaves rustling are no less beautiful than the sounds that we make with our instruments in the concert hall. And beginning there, I think it can inspire and motivate us to do things that maybe we wouldn't do otherwise.